Hello everyone, welcome back. Let's take a look at the next two sections in our OneNote Class Notebook, the content library and the teacher-only space. So I've gone ahead and launched my OneNote Class Notebook inside of my demo class team, and I'm just going to collapse the collaboration space so that we can focus on the content library. And as you can see, inside the content library, you have one default section about using the content library. And this again is handy information provided by Microsoft to help you get started using the content library in your OneNote Class Notebook. Now, I'm going to show you a few tips and tricks how to build content or add content to the content library that you are going to share out with your students. So let's get started by adding a new section. So make sure you have selected a section inside the content library and then simply come down to the bottom in the left navigation and click Add Section. I'm going to go ahead and enter the section title, Unit 1, and click OK to build that section. Now, it is very important to remember to create your sections up front, and I'm going to show you why in just a moment. Notice that inside this section, I do get a new page that I can start building out my content on. However, I want to show you a pro tip. I'm going to open up OneNote Notebook on my desktop. I have a notebook that I'm calling my Master Control Notebook, where I am actually building out all of my content. I can easily share this content or move this content to my OneNote Class Notebook. Let me show you how. So here inside of this class notebook, as you can see, I have notes that have been shared with me. I want to share this to my content library in my class notebook. I'm simply going to come over to the page. Now, I want you to notice that there is a caret here. So if I click that, I can see that there are actually several pages that are part of this page section group. But I'm going to right click on this page group and I am going to simply click Move or Copy. In the Move or Copy window, I'm going to use the caret to navigate to the demo class team notebook where I want to move my content to. I'm going to select the section group Content Library. And remember what I mentioned before, how important it is to build your sections within your class notebook before you do this. So I have pre-built Unit 1 section, and I'm simply going to select Unit 1 section, and I'm going to say copy. That way I don't actually move the content out of my Master Control Notebook. I simply make a copy of it to my class notebook. One thing worth noting is that I cannot move or copy an entire section. I can only move or copy pages or page groupings like I just did. So it's really important to pre-build all of your sections. Let's go back to that Teams OneNote Class Notebook. It's really important to pre-build all of your sections in your content library. That way you're just moving or copying page content over to the desired section. Once we've given OneNote the opportunity to resync all of those changes that have been made, I can simply click on Unit 1, and now I can see below my untitled page, my blank page, that I have all of my content for Chapter 2 now loaded into Unit 1 in the OneNote Class Notebook. All right, as we wrap up, let's take a quick look at the teacher-only section. Keep in mind that the teacher-only section is very similar to the content library. The main difference with using the teacher-only section is that only you, the teacher, will have access to the resources in this section or the pages within this section until you decide to move the content to the content library or directly distribute the content to your students OneNote Class Notebooks. So I could, inside the teacher only section, make sure again to select the first section and then click add a section. We could call this Unit 1 Planning. And then I could go ahead and start building content for my students that I'm going to use with them at a later date. Now, I've gone ahead and built a formative task assessment for learning that I want to move to my content library. So all I would have to do is, again, right-click on the name of the page, select Move or Copy, and then within this notebook, I would simply select Content Library, and I could move it to Unit 1. And again, if I want to move it out of the teacher only section, I would click Move. If I just want to make a copy of the content and leave the original in the teacher only section, then I would simply press Copy. And I get a little notification that this page was copied to Unit 1 inside the content library. And there I can see the page. Now it might take a moment for the notebook to sync, for the changes to occur, but ultimately that page and all of its content will be copied over. Now, in an upcoming video, I'm going to show you how you can distribute this content into each of your students' individual OneNote class notebooks. In our next video, we're going to take a look at how we can build interactive content on a page inside of Class Notebook.